to be in this space. I think it takes a lot of guts. Corporate world is something where women would generally get scared to go. Women entrepreneurs especially, because like there are days where you feel like, oh, why? I mean, you're working on a Sunday, you are going for work, your promoter is not showed up, or your salesperson is taking it off, deliveries need to be done. It's not a happy place. When I started Drama Lama with my brother, I realized that nahi yaar, I mean, everybody drinks tea or coffee. Everybody has concerns. Everybody wants to know where the real bean is coming from or what is going in their cup. So we just thought that why not bring it out to the world? Why not get people know where it's coming from actually?
Hi, welcome back to Rashmi Conversations. It's been a while since I've had another conversation with another interesting entrepreneur. Who doesn't love to start their day with a warm cup of coffee? I know I do. Today, I have with me in the studio an amazing entrepreneur who I've had the pleasure of meeting on multiple occasions. I call her the coffee queen. She is Miss Sangeeta, the founder of Drama Lava Beverages Company. Hi, Sangeeta. Welcome to our studio. I'm so excited to have you here. I mean, I keep meeting you, and it's such a pleasure to actually sit across and have a conversation about entrepreneurship. So, I'm really curious, why did you choose to become an entrepreneur in the beverages space? It's such a competitive space. Of all the things you could have done, why this?
Hi, Rashmi. Thanks for having me over, and really excited and happy that you're ready to hear what I have to say. So yeah, it's a very competitive space, I think, yes. But one of the biggest things is uh, it's like a tradition being carried forward. Like my family is into tea, and we've been trading tea and coffee for the past 40 years now. Everybody's been using the product, but nobody really knew where exactly it is coming from and who's behind, the production, the manufacturing, all of it. So it's, yeah, me and my younger brother who sat and thought, gave it a shot. Let's create a brand, and let's create a nice, punky brand which resonates with the youth as well. And hence the name Drama Lama. And yeah, our only hope is to create a beverage, a complete beverage solution for all the coffee lovers out there, for all the tea lovers out there, and for all the decaf lovers as well. So here's presenting Drama Lama to you.
Why become an entrepreneur, Sangeeta? I mean, you could have done a million things, right? Why entrepreneurship? Was there another path ever in your life?
I think clearly, Rashmi, I have grown up seeing every single person in my family doing business, including my mom. She still works and she does whatever she loves. I think somewhere it was in me. When I was in 11th standard, I started doing business. I started selling Tupperware. And henceforth, I have switched hands a couple of times. I've done a lot of businesses. I have done everything almost which was close to my heart, but never anticipated that something as, like coffee and tea that I have grown up seeing, plantations around Kunur and grown up seeing tea leaves and coffee beans. I didn't rather think that it would go this serious, that I would end up selling tea and coffee. So yeah, I think I always had it in me, but I realized it late that this is my cup of tea.
You said in a previous conversation once that you did a jewelry brand as well. So, what happened with that?
So see, that was never something serious. It was just like, women sitting at home and excited to go out, do business, meet people. I think that was our kind of socializing, that kind of networking, that our kind of meeting people. But it wasn't really very serious, a lot of risk involved in jewelry. And it really didn't have that feel, because I think it never really gave that punch, like, okay, jewelry hai, okay, it's just like there and it's just there, that's it. But it never really hit us that, okay, we need to take it forward. It's only when we started this, when I started Drama Lama with my brother, I realized that nahi yaar, I mean, everybody drinks tea or coffee. Everybody has concerns. Everybody wants to know where the real, bean is coming from or what is going in their cup. So we just thought that why not bring it out to the world? Why not get, people know where it's coming from actually, which plantation it's coming from, which place, where it's getting packed, where the operations are happening. So yeah, that was just our way. That's it.
So, you know what? You are what you we would define as a serial entrepreneur, literally. Going through these multiple churns of multiple businesses as a woman, what is your biggest learning as a woman entrepreneur?
Yeah, that's a great question, Rashmi. Honestly, to be in this space, I think it takes a lot of guts. Corporate world is something where women would generally get scared to go. Women entrepreneurs especially, because come on, in a room full of men, when you are sitting over there addressing, you have to be heard. But thankful, my journey has been very, very. I mean, I have met a lot of people along my journey. All have made me very comfortable. People like Nitin himself or the entrepreneurs of Madras, or whichever club I am in, people around make you feel very comfortable. That's a very good, a very nice way of doing business. It's very organic, and the ecosystem is very, very helpful and kind, I would say. And to address your question, there are a lot of women entrepreneurs coming out and doing business. So I think that itself, in a way, makes you feel comfortable when you are able to share challenges, when you're able to feel pain points of other women entrepreneurs, when you're able to tell your story to them. I think that's a great way of doing business. And it's a very healthy, very organic ecosystem that we are trying to build.
You know, having a 9 to 6 job, managing a home, a kid, it's not easy. Entrepreneurship is a 24 bar 7 job. How is it that you manage, and what is the ecosystem you have built to be able to flourish in this?
Yeah, that I would say, see, if you have a supportive family, I think that you inherit that. And apart from that, when you have the passion in you that you have to show, you have to work hard. See, entrepreneurship is not a very easy journey, and it's not a very easy place to be at or a good place to be at.
It just feels so flashy and fancy, everybody's dream. I want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, 100%. So I think it has to be within you. You can't, like, there are days where you feel like, oh, why? I mean, you're working on a Sunday, you are going for work, your promoter is not showed up, or your salesperson is taking it off, deliveries need to be done. It's not a happy place. But yes, you have to be determined. You have to take the front, the step ahead. You have to fix your journey. And I would only say one thing is that you cannot look back. It's just like you have fixed the journey, just keep going. There will be challenges. Then I feel, yeah, that's your way forward. You've got to fix it by yourself.
You must be meeting so many other entrepreneurs who are women. You must be meeting so many entrepreneurs, but specifically women. What is the most common hurdle that you feel? No, I'm asking you this, why I'm asking you this question is because there must be so many women right now who possibly might be watching this and who must be having their entrepreneurial dream. And if you were to share your real challenges and hurdles as a woman, what you have observed other people facing or yourself, maybe somebody hearing the story would, probably say, it's okay, it's not just me, let me also do it.
Yeah, 100%, Rashmi, because you know what? When you are a woman, you are born with challenges. And along the line, there are a lot of things which happen, which you feel no, you need to show that, first and foremost, you need to feel secured by yourself in that space. The moment you feel secured, you will feel like, okay, no, you can outshine over there, you can do your business. So I feel the only thing I would say every woman entrepreneur is be confident, carry your confidence everywhere, no matter what, no matter where, no matter in front of how many, carry your confidence always with a smile. Put your idea across, what you are doing, what is your journey. Don't be scared to tell anything. And yeah, try it. It all depends on how you want your ecosystem to be. if you are very strong and confident, I'm sure your ecosystem is going to accept that. But it has to be a you have to be very confident in your approach, in the way you look at things, the way you present yourself. So, to every woman entrepreneur out there who's talented and who has got it in them to show, I feel please put on that confidence and go ahead. There's nothing bigger an asset for us being a woman entrepreneur. I don't think there's a bigger asset.
There's one thing, I've been very curious about. When you're in a job, right? You have these events where people recognize your work and this and that, and somebody is appreciating you in the work environment. As an entrepreneur, I don't see how people are going to be recognizing you, and unless you reach somewhere, right? How do you do that self validation and self appreciation?
Yeah, so yeah, there is basically it's not like a job Monday to Saturday kind of a job. It's like, yeah, you're being asked questions 365 days 24 by 7. And for your self validation, when your product is strong and you have put in that acquired hard work that should go into building your brand, into making your brand a successful brand, no matter how small the steps are, or even if you have reached a certain place. I feel when people try your products, they take it, and when you have repeat customers, when you are getting good feedback, I think that itself is a point to validate yourself, where you feel that okay, you are accepted, your product is accepted, and hence there's no looking back.
So that's one thing I really appreciate about you, because almost every event I've ever been to, I've always seen you standing there in the booth for like 8, 6, 10 hours with your salespeople, making people sample your product. I mean, that's real tenacity from your end. I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And I remember you told me once that that's the most important part of your job, to
Correct.
watch customers react to your product.
Right. So, yeah, whatever is the feedback. So basically, why I stand there for the feedback is to know what is the problem that people face, whether it is a coffee product or a tea product or the beverage market. What is the problem that they are facing? And I don't promise that I will solve your problem, but yeah, we will try to fix your problem. And there have been many a times where, like in 100 customers, I think I have at least a 50% retention value. People have come back to me, people have tried my product, and whoever has tasted it, wherever I've put the stalls, they've all had, they've all gone back and picked up my product. So I think that in itself, it's a
The
boosting,
validation
yeah, a
that you
validation.
require.
Yes, 100%. And I would love to hear it, from the people myself. If a product is there and people are liking it, and even if they want, like, why they are not liking it? If they are liking it, what is in it that they are liking it about? And if they are not, then why are they not liking it? What is their expectation? And if we can fix a problem in the society, why not? Yeah, definitely.
Sangeeta, it's such a pleasure again. This conversation was very nice, especially because for me, it's very important to showcase entrepreneurs like yourself, and hopefully through showcasing people like you, it will inspire a lot of other people to take up this path of entrepreneurship. Thank you for being here, and I'll meet you in the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.